Hello, my name is Bridget Therese. I am a fitness model, Great North Model Champion, an entrepreneur, a competition coach, and my favorite title of all is Mom to my son Christian. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Today is my first show of a Facebook series that I'm going to do, and today I just wanted to introduce myself, kind of talk about what I'm doing, and then of course share a little bit more about my story, how I got into fitness modeling, fitness competing, and then of course my big announcement is going to be at the end of the show. So thank you for joining me. As many of you know, I've been in the fitness industry for quite a while, probably about 10 years, and right now I am a owner of my new company that I launched this past year called My Fitness Portfolio, and that company helps aspiring fitness models who are looking to get into the modeling industry, do photo shoots, build their portfolios. So I started directing photo shoots for models here in Houston, and then also I've done some shoots in LA, Albuquerque, Minneapolis, and of course, like I said, here in Houston. So I love directing shoots. It's been so much fun. It's just fun to see people's reactions when they see themselves and their muscles and all the lighting and the whole glitz and glamour. So that's been a lot of fun. I've also been working with iFit Model for the last few years, or the last 2 years we've been in business, as a competition coach, and that's been a lot of fun. I've been able to help assist 3 world champions, which is really exciting, and countless first place winners. So lots of exciting stuff going in the iFit Model world. And of course, I'm always working on my own brand and bringing all of you guys my videos, whether they be silly or serious, and just a variety of different posts with my recipes and workouts and stuff. So this is just another avenue that I'm going to provide for you guys to be educated, and I'm excited to tell you what my announcement is at the end, so you can join me in my journey that I'm about to embark on. So a little bit about my background and how I got started into fitness. I started first working out in 2007, and it was purely out of boredom. I had just moved out of my house with a bunch of girls into my house with, I was married at the time, so with my husband, and I wanted something to do, so I got a flyer in the mail for a local gym, and I went and I started doing the classes. So I did everything as simple as yoga classes, the Zumba classes, or whatever other classes I could get my hands on, or whatever fit my schedule. So it was kind of my first taste of it, and I loved it. I liked the social part of it. I liked seeing the minor little changes in my body, and I was kind of hooked. I liked it. So when I was pregnant with my first son, Christian, one of my friends had invited me to go see a fitness competition prep camp. So I went with her, and they were doing a posing practice, and I was probably 6 months pregnant, and I was in awe of the ladies and their muscles and how good they looked, and they were posing in their heels and in their costumes, and I was just kind of blown away, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this so bad. But I was like 6 months pregnant, and I was just like, well, someday. And plus it was a little out of my comfort zone. It was a lot more conservative, and I didn't know how that would fly. So days go by, weeks go by, months go by. I keep doing my workouts. I worked all through my pregnancy, and that went on. I started running races, and that was exciting for me because I used to never be able to run, or at least I told myself I couldn't. So I started running and did races. I did the 5Ks, the 6Ks, all the fundraiser races. I did a couple half marathons, and I was like, I'm never going to do a full marathon, so we'll stop it here. But then moving on from that, I was pregnant with my second baby, whose name is Claire, and halfway through my pregnancy, I went through a devastating loss, and she was born prematurely, and it was a very heartbreaking, very depressing, dark time in my life. And it was the middle of winter in Wisconsin. If anybody knows anything about winters in the north, it's cold and depressing, and there's not much you can do. So I stopped running. I wasn't really feeling like working out. I surely wasn't eating, and I was on a maternity leave with no baby to take care of. It was a very difficult time. So I just sat there and was eating like popcorn for dinner. I'd lost a lot of weight and I was just in a dark place, and I needed to make a change. So I needed to make a change for my son and just for myself, because I wasn't happy with where things were. So I decided to do something about it. And one of my friends, the same girl, she was competing in about 5 months, and she was like, hey, you should just do it. And I was like, okay, I have nothing better to do, I have nothing to lose, and I knew I needed to eat, and I wanted to kind of learn a new way of working out. So this is kind of funny, but like I literally had no idea how to lift weights. So I downloaded an app, a little Facebook app called My Daily Workout, which I actually still have on my phone. And every day I would go to the gym and I do shoulder presses and like these little things and bicep curls, and that was it. That's all I did was arms, because I didn't know anything else. So then one day the lady was like, hey, are you doing legs? And I was like, oh, I didn't know I needed to do legs. What do you mean you do legs? That was before I knew anything about quads and hamstrings and big booties and all of that. So it was a huge learning curve for me. And at that point I was like, if I didn't even know I needed to do legs, I'm not doing cardio, I don't know what I'm doing, I need to hire a coach. So I hired a coach, and it was all online training. It was very kind of, here's your program, go do it, not a lot of support. And so, but I did. I was excited to do it. I found all my costumes and all my outfits, and I did my first show. And I remember walking across that stage for the very first time. I didn't invite anybody to the show. I didn't really tell anybody I was doing it, and it was just something I wanted to do for myself. So I remember clear as day standing behind the curtain and walking across the stage for the first time, and the feeling of just empowerment and exhilaration and the rush of, I don't know, it's almost hard to describe how exciting it is to go across the stage for the first time. And so I walked across the stage for the first time, and as you probably can guess, I was completely hooked. So I kept going, I did all my rounds, and I placed in the top 5 in the model division. So I was super excited. I came home with a trophy. It was super motivating, and I was like, I need to do this again. So I grabbed a couple of girls and I was like, hey, let's do a fitness competition. And they saw how much fun I had in doing it. So we worked out together. We did all the trainings together. We both had all had the same coaches and all had the same workouts and meal plans. And we did another show in Chicago, and I placed in the top 5 in bikini at that time. So I was excited. It was a lot of fun. And then I decided to take it to a whole nother level and compete in Las Vegas on the big stage. And I sure as heck was not ready for that stage, but I wanted to go for the experience. And I placed second to last in model, and although I was disappointed about it, I was completely educated and realized there's a lot of things that I don't know, and these people are elite. I was just in awe of the amazing bodies, the beautiful women, the beautiful men, everybody was just gorgeous and unbelievable. And I was like, okay, so if I want to compete at this level, I need to do something different, because whatever I'm doing right now is not working. So I took a little break, and then another local show was coming up here in back in Minneapolis, and I decided to compete. And I was a month out, and I was struggling with my current coach. I was like, they're not responding to me, she's not answering my questions, I know my butt doesn't look right, I know this isn't right, what can I do to fix it? And I was getting no answers. And so when I had gone to Vegas, I noticed there was this one team that had won endless amounts of awards. And so I looked them up on Facebook, and as you can probably guess, it was Aaron Zambrano's team back in 2014, and his team cleaned house. And so I was like, okay. So I looked him up, and I asked him, I'm like, hey, I'm competing in a month, can you help me? And he was like, oh, sure, yeah, send me your pictures, send me your measurements, blah, blah, blah. And so my whole workout plan changed completely, and I worked my butt off for that show. So with a month to go, I was eating a completely different way, I was working out a completely different way, and it paid off. So I became the Great North Model Champion at that point. So I won my first title, and then that was kind of it. I was like, okay, I'm good for a while, because it was a lot of work. I did 4 shows kind of back to back, and I was a little bit burnt out, but I loved it. It was good. So, but after the show, it was kind of weird because some of you who've competed, you kind of can relate to this. Those of you who have yet to compete or just watch, it's kind of different because when you compete or when you do something like this, you go through a lot of different things, which we're going to be talking about. But it's a lot of mental strength, it's a lot of discipline, it's waking up. For me, it was waking up at 5 in the morning so I could go work out before I went to my day job so that I could be home at night with my family. It was packing meals every Sunday and every weekend and everywhere we went. So it's a lot of discipline, and it teaches you so many things about yourself and teaches you how you're so much more capable of things than you ever thought you were. So it's not only a physical growth, but for me, it was a huge personal growth, and it kind of lit a fire in me and gave me a drive to want to do more and build more and what can I do with my fitness. So I booked my first photo shoot and did a fitness shoot, and then I paid for that shoot, and then I just built a Facebook page. And I said, I was sitting around, after I won my title, I'm like, okay, now that I won, somebody's going to come ask me to be on the cover of a magazine, or I'm going to go get these photo shoots now, right? Well, if you saw where I lived on a dirt road out in the middle of Wisconsin. So first of all, nobody even knows how to find me. And then second of all, that's just really not how it works. So I decided if I wanted to do something about it, I would have to go make it happen. So I did the photo shoot, I made my Facebook page, and out of faith, at that time I said, I'm going to be a fitness model. So I said, Bridget, Therese, fitness model. And I made my page, and I had 100 people like it in one day, and I was so excited. I was like, okay, this is cool. So that just grew from one thing to the next, and let's see, within a year, I was moved down to Houston, and you could say my modeling and fitness modeling just took off, and I started doing a lot of different photo shoots, and doors started opening for me. So if you ever need to just step out in faith and do something you're scared to do, just do it, because you'll be amazed at the doors that open for you. So I started working with Aaron Zambrano on his team, and so although I wasn't competing, I never left the scene. So I was always around the competitors, helping the competitors, and then it turned into booking shoots for the competitors, helping with posing camps, and I just loved it. I loved being around it. I loved all of the excitement that goes along with it. So it was a lot of fun to me, and I enjoy it. All the competitors call me the mom because I'm one of the few that actually has a baby, but I kind of turn into mom mode and just love to kind of help mentor them and help them with whatever they need, and be like a team mom. So it's a lot of fun. But I don't know how long I've been going, so I'm kind of getting towards the end here, but it's been 4 years since I stepped on stage. So the last time I stepped on stage was a little itty bitty stage in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And after being around the competitors for a while, I've decided, this is my big announcement, that it's time for me to take the stage again. So, May 2017, Mexico City, I am going to be competing again for the fifth time, and I'm really excited about it because I have learned so much and grown so much since my very first competition that this is going to be a completely different experience for me, but yet I have a lot of background and I have a lot more knowledge on how to prepare for it and to go into it with my best body. So I'm very, very excited. This will actually also be the first show that Aaron Zambrano will be coaching me with longer than 30 days to do it. So I have been under the radar training for it for a few months, just kind of getting my feet wet, making sure that I had the commitment and was ready to do this because, like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot of discipline, it's a lot of mental capacity that it takes because it's a lot of drive you gotta have to do this. So I've gone through a lot of things. I had to let things go for a while, and I knew I couldn't compete during those times, but right now it's a perfect time for me to compete. And so I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna give it my best shot. But the exciting thing, and this is what I'm more excited about than competing, is that I'm gonna bring you guys with me this time. So for the next 20 weeks, which is the amount of time I have to prepare for my show, we are going to do this together. So each week, every Thursday, I'm gonna sit down somewhere. It might be in the gym, it might be in my kitchen, it might be, I don't know, wherever I come up with, but I'm going to show you guys the behind the scenes look at what it takes to get ready for a fitness competition. So next week, I'm going to have Aaron Sombrano on my show. I know you've all watched the Aaron Sombrano show, but this time he's going to come be on my show, and we're going to do an actual check-in. So next week we're going to do a check-in with, I'm going to do check-in with Aaron, and I'm a little nervous about this one because he's going to take my measurements live, so y'all will get to see my measurements taken live. He's going to pinch my arms, pinch my abs, and my legs, and take take measurements everywhere else, and tell me exactly what I need to do to get to Mexico and to, well, let's just see what it takes to win. So he's going to tell me how much muscle I need to gain, how much fat I need to lose, and he's going to tell me what the amount of time I have to do it, what I need to do each week. So that's going to be really exciting. So I haven't been measured in quite a while, so when I find out my measurements, you guys will be finding it out with me. And then after that, the next few shows, I am going to be talking about my nutrition, meal prepping. I'll show you how I do my meal prep. I'll give you some recipes. We'll do a workout. I'll show you how I do my workouts. So it's going to be a very transparent and very authentic look behind the scenes at what it takes to do a fitness competition. So that being said, if you have ever thought about doing a competition or thought about doing anything you've been afraid of, I would just like to take this time to encourage you that if you're thinking about it, if there's something you would like to, if it's something you'd like to do, or you just want to know a little bit what it entails, this is a perfect opportunity to see what it all entails. But maybe you should compete with me. Maybe not Mexico City, because that's my show, but find a show, find a regional show. If you're in Houston, you can train with us. There's one in May, actually, in Galveston. There's one in the fall. But set a goal and go for it, because for me, if I have a goal, and now you all know what my goal is, so there's no backing out of it for me, which I actually love the accountability part. But if you're thinking about it, shoot me a message, and we can talk about it. I can refer you over to Aaron, and we can, do this together. So it's really exciting. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to take the stage again. I've already talked to a costume designer. I've got ideas for my outfits and all this already going on. So I'm going to share all of those with you, or at least as much as I can without completely blowing it all out of the water. But also on another note, Mexico City will be broadcast live. I'm going to be doing the Muscle Mania competition in Mexico City, and the show will be broadcast live. So not only will you be able to follow me for the 20 weeks getting ready for the show, you'll be able to watch me on stage in my outfits, in my lineups, and you'll see the awards. You'll see how I do. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a ride, and I'm happy to bring you guys with me. I look forward to it. And above in my link is. Above in my post is a link to sign up for all of my email updates. I'm going to send out weekly reminders of when my show is, so y'all don't forget. I'm going to send out the episode updates and also offers. So I have sponsors. I'm at So Bear right now, which is a clothing store. You can see behind me some amazing fitness outfits. So she's actually giving me a code for you guys that's 20% off. I'm going to post that for you guys. But I have an amazing photographer sponsor. I want to say thank you to John Medina. I want to say thank you to Touch of Artistry Makeup, Lisa Moreno, who did my makeup for my shoots and all the promotional material for this show. And of course, I want to thank iFit Model, who I work with, but is also going to be working with me this time, Aaron Sombrano, who will be coaching me and also allowing me to share this journey with you guys. So thank you so much for watching my very first episode, my big announcement, Mexico City, here we come. Please tune in next week, and we'll do it again next week. Like I said, we're going to have a check-in with Aaron Sombrano, doing my measurements, talking about what I need to do. We're going to set out the roadmap, and we're going to go from there and see what happens. I'm excited. So thank you so much for watching. If you watched live, thank you for joining me. If you are watching this later on, thank you. Thank you, thank you. If you found this valuable, please share it, and we'll do it again next week. Thank you so much. Peace.